Hello, and welcome to the first episode ever of Vintage Card Minute with Bob the Barber. I want to thank my cameraman, my 9-year-old son Warren, for all his hard work in helping his dad with this production. I'm just going to take this time in these videos to talk about vintage cards, vintage sports cards, something that I love. I'm not a dealer. I'm not somebody that grades cards. I'm just somebody that's a lifelong collector, and I just love these cards very much, and I want to share my love and my passion with the rest of the world. So I'm going to start my first video by talking about the most sought after, the most iconic, the holy grail of baseball card collecting, the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle, card number 311 baseball card. This is the big one. This is the one that we all dream about running across. And this is a very expensive card. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why it's a very expensive card. First of all, this is the first regular issue Topps card. This is the first one that Topps issued in the standard size of 2 5/8 by 3 3/4 inch. Before then, 1951, Topps issued this small game piece called the 51 Topps Redbacks, and I believe it's Redbacks and Bluebacks. Anyway, they put out a very beautiful set. These are very sought after for the artwork, for the beauty, and also another reason why this card is very expensive, because it's Mickey Mantle. I mean, it's the Mick. He had a personality. He had a big personality. He was a very social guy. The New York people loved him. He was good looking. He was good looking like DiMaggio. He was good looking like Gehrig. He was a Big Apple kind of guy, and so therefore he got a lot of notoriety because of that. And so I think that has helped drive up the price of this card over the years. Another reason why this card is expensive, and the same reason why all vintage cards are expensive, because kids destroyed these cards. I mean, when kids bought these packs, they a lot of times bought them for the bubble gum, not the card. I mean, we're talking about 1952 here. There was no written value. Beckett wasn't here yet. And so kids just bought them, and they played with them, and they put them in their spokes, and absolutely trashed these cards. Well, now there's not a lot of them survived, and definitely not a lot of them in good shape. Another reason why this card is so expensive, it's because it's in the 6th series. What I mean by that, I'm going to explain series to you. Card companies, especially Topps, up until 1973, used to issue their cards in series, meaning in 1952, the first 80 cards of the set were released in March. And then every few weeks they would release more of the set. Now, they did this 6 times. Now, when the 6th series came out, cards number 311 through cards 407, that's, excuse me, it was fall. Kids were going back to school. Football season was starting. Kids were not collecting baseball cards. So the 6th series, this card number 311 through 407, not very many of them got sold. Well, because it didn't sell, the stores sent them back to Topps, and they laid in a warehouse. So that is another reason why this card is worth so much money. Now, these cards, these 6 series, with all these Mantle cards and all these Jackie Robinson cards and all these Eddie Matthews rookies, these sat in a warehouse for years until they needed room in the warehouse. They loaded them up on a boat, and they dumped them in. They dumped 500 cases, approximately 500 cases, in the Hudson River and the Atlantic Ocean, which is just a travesty to think that most of these cards, these 1952 Mickey Mantles, got dumped overboard just to make room in a warehouse. But nobody knew at the time. It just is what it is. But now it creates nostalgia, and that's what created the greatness around this card. But you know what the funny thing is about this card? It's not even his rookie. 1951 Bowman is his rookie card. That one does not get, that card is not nearly as famous as this one. This is the iconic card. Now, if you're wanting to purchase one of these, now I'm using a reprint because, well, I don't have the money laying around for an actual card. If you want to buy one of these in PSA 8 condition, you are looking at $1.2 million. Now, you can buy one in ungraded poor condition for $20,000 if that's more in your price range. Now, the next card in the set after Mickey Mantle is Jackie Robinson. That one will cost you a cool $300,000 in PSA 8 graded condition. And the last card in the set, Eddie Matthews, $100,000 in a PSA 8. And, oh, if you're wondering about his 1951 Bowman rookie card, well, that one in PSA 8 graded condition is about $600,000. So my advice to you is enjoy your reprints. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you next time.